reports of an armed suspect wandering through my neighborhood. Look, there's another cop right there. And a bunch of them right over there. So a couple hours ago, police helicopter flying overhead. I just had to run out to the car and grab something, and I looked half a block down the street, and there's one officer on the corner and two officers a little further down. I looked to my right, and there's like four officers, and they've been there all day. And my son's in the driveway playing basketball. I'm like, He comes in, and my wife, who's networked into the neighborhood, after a couple hours confirms, "You're right." I mean, I went out and tried to talk to the cop, and he's just like, "I'm working." But a couple people that lived down the street weren't allowed to go down their own street to their house, and I just assumed it just looked like an armed suspect. There's a helicopter flying overhead. I knew immediately. I looked up. That's a police helicopter. I mean, it's gone now. He literally just left. I'm thinking breaking and entering. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sovereign Artsakh. This is just, day in the life. I don't know. Things happen. We don't live in a bad neighborhood. In fact, we live in a rather nice neighborhood. But I'm not saying there's a spike in crime, but who knows what's to come in the next couple of years as people become more desperate because the economy is tanked and jobs have gone away. Welcome to Sovereign Artsakh. I am Michael, a non-Armenian, and this channel is not about me talking about my neighborhood and the police crime, but it is talking about, the police trying to stop crime. But I am talking about crime. A crime from 106 years ago in the Ottoman Empire. Just an update, really. I've got another podcast, two more podcasts coming up. And those of you watching are like, well, what about us? What about here on Sovereign Artsakh? You guys are watching this happen. This is going to continue, and I'm going to keep reporting here. And when those podcasts are ready, I'll send you to them and say, hey, look at this one and look at that one. I'm getting paid for one of them, so it's worth my while to spend some time on that one. And so here's the update on that podcast. The one I'm supposed to start getting paid this month, but, pre-production. Oh, there's more cops. So, I don't know if you see that one. I just went around the block. So they got the whole block surrounded. So the podcast, I guess they haven't found the guy yet. The podcast I'm getting paid for is sometimes there's delays in production. That's not really the case, but I found a researcher who will be researching and writing scripts for me. Met with him today. He was very happy about it. And it's almost like, you're going to pay me to do this? I am going to pay him a portion of what I'm getting paid, because it's a lot of the heavy lifting, and he's happy to do it, and he needs the work as well, and he's really good, and he's a good guy. And then I found a voiceover artist that I will probably have to pay, but they may donate some of their skill and talent at the beginning. But she's perfect. And that was literally an answer to prayer. I wasn't even talking about it. I was a friend of mine I meet with regularly. He goes, "Oh yeah, my wife's thinking of getting back into acting." I'm like, "Oh, does she do voiceover?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she every week she does this thing for our church. And he shows me a video. I'm like, "Oh, she's perfect." So that's the update on the one podcast. The other podcast that I talked to you about, that's the science one. My astrophysicist friend, met with him last Thursday. And I'm telling you, our conversations, it was like an hour and a half conversation, just riveting stuff. And that's just going to be the nature of the podcast. Like, the time just flies by. He has great questions for me, and I have great questions for him, and he has great answers, and I guess he's interested in my answers to his questions, etc. But it'll be more formal. It'll be on a green screen stage with a 3-camera shoot. That one is not, I'm not getting paid for, but the opportunity to do a podcast with an astrophysicist who could be up for a Nobel Prize in physics, why would you pass up on that? And it's just going to be like once a month we'll have a 3-hour conversation on camera and then break it up into 4 videos once a week, something like that. So that first shoot starts Friday. Like this Friday, I'm going to the studio. Like, he works for this, he's not just an astrophysicist at UCLA, he has another, he's basically 2 jobs, that job and another job, and the other job actually has a green screen studio that we can use, etc. So you're just getting an update. That's what's happening. Those of you who care what's going on in the life of Michael, the non-Armenian Armenian, or the Armenian non-Armenian, whatever. Share this video, click like, click subscribe. The numbers keep going up. Sometimes they go down, sometimes it stalls, but they inevitably always go up because I post every day. All right. Dog crossing. Oh, the helicopter's back. I wonder if I can get a video of that. I'm just going to aim this up in the sky. Is there a helicopter up there? Probably not. It flew behind the trees. All right. Share, subscribe, click like, comment, and click the notification bell. Bye, everybody.